streets on State Street as he makes his way through Lincoln Heights here, and now the last remaining law enforcement asset has attempted to pull off. Apparently, LAPD handed this off to the Sheriff's Department helicopter. The Sheriff's Department was interested in following him, but now that Sheriff's Department helicopter has pulled off, and now it looks like the suspect may be getting away with this, but it does look like a wild driver on the run here in Lincoln Heights, Mark.
Yeah, we've also been kind of
Yeah, I mean, he has been all over the road, and making some really random turns, going the wrong way, as I mentioned, making some wild U-turns, very last-minute decision-making that we've seen here. At one point, he was driving side by side with one of the other stolen vehicles that they were tracking out of Whittier. So this is one of several stolen vehicles that they picked up for speeding and then turned out to be GTA suspects. The other BMW that was in pursuit did manage to get away. This blue BMW still on the run. As I mentioned, it does appear that law enforcement, at least for the time being, appears to be giving this up. There's also a separate pursuit in LA County's sheriff jurisdiction down in Lakewood. I think that might be where that helicopter went off to, unless they have another one heading down there. So several active pursuits now in the area, and this one appears to be coming to an end as they appear to be giving it up. Yeah, another prime example here of some of the random turns he's been making. A wild U-turn there. It does look like there's definitely a passenger in that left seat there, and so we have at least two people inside of this SUV. I remember there was another passenger who was dropped off earlier on in this pursuit. As you mentioned, he's been through residential areas, commercial areas, at times going the wrong way and coming very close to several head-on collisions and several pedestrians as well. So we've really seen it all here, and he just doesn't appear to be slowing down. Every time we think he might be calming down, he just really keeps amping things up. And now it looks like Sheriff's Department, is that Sheriff's Department or LAPD, Tyler? Sheriff may be getting back involved here, guys. They are asking for our assistance. They're trying to locate him once again. They are interested in picking this up one more time to see if they can get units behind him and possibly pull him over. But look at that front left tire. At some point during that collision, that tire must have come off of the rim there. It looks like it's almost about to wobble off there. The air unit has now acquired it, and now they are attempting to get ground units behind him. Another wild U-turn here. This is going to be on Mission Road. He was going eastbound on Mission, now making a U-turn going westbound on Mission at Main Street. He came to a stop there in the middle of the intersection. No apparent reason. Probably just trying to figure out what his next move is here. Now doing about 45 miles per hour, slowing down considerably to earlier on when, again, for the most part, as long as we have been over this, it has not been a pursuit. This was mostly in tracking mode with a strong suspicion that they were just going to give it up. They actually lost visual at one point. They've been asking for our help here, but it was a pursuit for maybe a minute or two, maybe a 2-minute pursuit at most by LAPD's Newton Division, and then they just said this is too dangerous and possibly not even worth it. That was when it was an unconfirmed GTA, and that's apparently the information we're working with. It is a possible Grand Theft Auto out of Whittier. Oh, I think they're making, by all accounts, they are making this up as they go along here. The interesting thing is, you don't get the impression that they are really under the gun here. They don't feel a lot of pressure. There's nobody behind them. They may be cognizant of the helicopter overhead or our presence even, but for the most part, this appears to be a joyride, quite frankly, with a lot of random turns, some loops through East LA here, and no real pattern to speak of. They really just seem to be, well, now they've come to a pause under this overpass one more time here. We have not seen them come out the other end of this overpass. We've seen that once before. Is that him there? No. He might be either pausing underneath the overpass, or there he is. There he is. He's coming out, slowly creeping up to this intersection here. It looks like the driver's seat is now empty. Driver's seat is empty. Passenger seat is empty. The vehicle rolling by here, and it looks like those two have dumped the vehicle underneath the freeway here. This is the 101 freeway, I believe, right? This is, yeah, we're over the 101 freeway, or the 5. I'm sorry, the 5 freeway. They've dumped the vehicle underneath the 5 freeway at Mission, and now 2 people on foot, we believe, as this vehicle just rolls down the block here. Tilt up. Not yet. We're looking at the east side there. We are on the west side of the overpass here. At this point, no sign of those 2 individuals. They could have done a switcheroo underneath the overpass. They could be hiding out underneath the overpass. They could have very well carjacked somebody underneath that overpass. We have no idea, but we have not seen with our own eyes anybody walking away from that overpass. Doesn't mean they haven't gotten away, but we have not seen anybody on foot yet walk away from this overpass. Again, this is the 5 freeway at, I believe, Mission. And you can see there's a bus stop there. We have just not seen those 2 individuals walk away just yet. They very easily could have met up with somebody else or could be hiding out under there. Helicopter still down there? They're still looking for him. That Sheriff's Department helicopter is still orbiting the area. The vehicle has now come to a rest. Well, actually not really. Still rolling against the curb there. Yeah, still moving along Mission Road at a snail's pace here on its own. Again, nobody believed to be inside the vehicle anymore. It's just idling down Mission Road. But again, the Sheriff's Department is still looking for any hint of those suspects, but I think they are in the same position that we are in. Just no eyes on those 2 individuals. Yeah, you know, those overpasses, I mean, you know, without that x-ray vision, we just don't know what happened for that brief moment. This is the second time he came to a stop under an overpass, and we thought they were going to bail on the vehicle and just flee the area underneath the 6th Street Bridge. But what appears to have happened there was they have gotten in some kind of a collision underneath that overpass, and then about 90 seconds later continued underneath that overpass. This time, though, it does appear they have abandoned the vehicle and walked away or slid out of sight here in East LA. Air 7 News back with